Hey everybody, this is Matt with TeknoAXE Gaming. How are you guys doing? Okay, so I've got another card game for you guys. This one's called Duelyst, and it has a couple more twists to it than the Star Crusade card game that I presented to you a couple weeks ago. So I wanted to basically just go over this game and see how you guys like it, and move on from there. So the menu is pretty simple here. You've got your basically you've got your profile here, your settings, your quests. So basically, you've got like quests exactly like Hearthstone, and you get your own collections as well. I'll go over a deck that I basically put together. I'm not sure how ideal it is because I've only played really 2 or 3 games, and there's not too many cards that I've got so far. It's basically a basic deck. But essentially, if I build one, you basically hit the new deck if you want it, and you add your deck name here. I'll just call it something like not a Hearthstone match. All right. So what you do afterwards is basically you choose your faction here. Some of these are locked and some of them are not. The ones are locked, you basically have to face them off before actually being able to play them. And I was able to beat this one and this one. This is your basic class here. So what we're going to do is I have already built a deck here. So what I'm going to do basically is build a deck for you using one of the other factions here. By the way, it is a faction, not a character. So once again, these are basically your character decks in Hearthstone, uh, except that they're called factions. So I guess the go-to excuse for it being that way is a faction instead of a character. But anyways, once you choose a faction, you press the button over here, and you get a bunch of cards that are basically specifically tailored to you, and also some neutral cards as well. All right, so we're going to basically a lot of this stuff is basically generic. Flying means a flying minion. I'm not really too sure what that is, what it makes it special, except that it flies. You've got a planner scout, which is basically an airdrop. I'm going to guess that you can actually utilize this on any point in the board, and you'll see what I mean when we start a game. Opening Gambit, this is basically your battle cry spell. Is basically you basically get to do things when you basically played the card. And then Frenzy, you basically it's kind of there's a difference here in Hearthstone, and basically you're on a 2D playing board when you're playing these minions. And so you've got basically kind of like an area of effect damage here. You've got a provoke, and the provoke minions are basically your taunts. And this is kind of new though. This is a ranged minion, and basically, and you'll see what I mean. Basically, this is a minion that basically can do ranged attacks. All right, so once we've got this done, I'm going to basically grab a bunch of these guys and then go into the non-neutral abilities here because it does add a few extra aspects to the game of Hearthstone that isn't there. All right, so th- we're gonna try everything. Let's just get this out of the way so we're not too bored in trying to uh, do everything on the spot. And these practice matches are fairly easy, to be honest. You've got a rush minion here that basically does the same thing as a rush minion on Hearthstone. It basically moves on the first turn. These guys are pretty good. They basically shield your hero from damage from other minions as well, exactly like a taunt. And as you can see, this would actually be your Shield Master that is in Hearthstone. Only the Shield Master had 5 health instead of 6. And I believe the reason that they want to get away with this, using this card, you may think that this is overpowered, but the way the playing field works, you'll see exactly why something like this would actually need 6 health in order to survive anything. Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to gather some cards here, some good powerful cards, and I guess we can like we can basically get rid of some of these cards as well, so we can make room for some of our healing abilities here. And basically our hero abilities are these ones right here. You've got a range of minions that are specific to you. Not much. You've only got like 2, and you've got abilities as well. So this one is basically whenever you cast a spell, deal 1 damage to the enemy general. 2, deal 3 damage to a minion or general, and also give friendly minion for +4/+2. If that minion has backstab, draw a card at the end of the turn. And this is a ranged guy. I'm going to pick up one of these guys right here. I'm going to also have that spell on hand in case I need to buff one of my minions. We also have this guy, which is our only backstab, so let's actually see if that actually works on him. And what exactly is backstab? Well, let's see if we can actually read what his ability might be. When attacking from behind, this deals extra damage and can't be counterattacked. Okay, so basically this is basically him physically stabbing in the back, and he can't actually be hurt in that maneuver. So that's fine. All right, so I'll show you exactly what this means. All right, so this brings us to, let's see here. I think we're already done. Okay, we have everything that we need. We basically have 40 cards here. We'll save the deck, and we'll proceed on here by hitting the back button and then play. Alright, so as you can see, I have not actually unlocked the session ladder or the solo challenges or the gauntlet, but I assume that this is basically the ladder matches of Hearthstone. These would be your like solo challenges or the solo matches in Hearthstone as well, and the gauntlet would be basically you choosing a bunch of random cards on a specific class and basically heading out and facing other people for a bunch of rewards, right? All right. So doing the practice match, it's recommended that I face this guy right here, basically because they feel like I should be able to unlock these factions as I play them. So we're going ahead and play them. And obviously I have to select the deck. We will select this guy that we just built. And the art style of these splash screens actually remind me of like retro gaming from back in the Nintendo era. And you can kind of see that the art style is kind of like that as well. And just like Hearthstone, you can actually choose between the cards. These are actual cards that you get and everything to basically drop or be replaced by new ones before you actually start the match. And let's just replace one just to demonstrate what we've got. Okay, so this is your hero right here. Instead of being the guy right here that you hit directly in the face, you're actually on the board itself. And these orbs right here are basically extra mana orbs that you can gain by basically beating these guys to the race. I don't really have any minions that I can play yet, so I'll just end the turn right here. That's your end turn. This is a little bit more responsive than the Star Crusade end of turn here. So obviously this guy is going to he's going to get here first. He's going to summon a minion here. So this is what I mean by there's actually a 2D playing board, and the taunts that you play can shield you. This is a I'm not sure exactly. It's a structure, and I'm not sure exactly what it does. It says summon dervish, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. But he cannot move or attack. But at the start of the turn, summon a 2/2 wind serve. Oh, it's okay. So it spawns a minion. So let's go over here. This guy is going to beat me to a minion first, so I'm going to probably try and deploy something that could hurt him pretty quickly. We've got one minion that can do 2 damage here. We're going to deploy him right here in front of me. And I can't really do anything else because none of these guys actually can move that quickly. Actually, he does. He does have Rush, which is your basic charge. So I was able to do 3 damage to him, and I'll go ahead and end the turn there. And he summoned this guy right here, which could be a huge problem. But alright, so as you can see, our enemy hero right here can basically move towards and to and fro on the board, and he can actually perform tactical moves as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture this right here, and let's see what we can actually do. We can actually deal 1 damage to the enemy minion or general, which would be ideal because we can actually take this guy out pretty quickly, actually. We have a ranged guy, which we can also play, and we've got 5 orbs, which is your mana pool right here. Or we can play one of these guys right here. But I think the best option right here would be to basically go right here and select him for the 2 damage. We'll attack him for another 2 damage. We have 4 left, so we can either summon our ranged guy right here, which is 3, or a monstrous golem, or a healing minion, which basically restores 2 of my health, which I have no problem with. So let's go ahead, and to demonstrate, I'm going to basically deploy my ranged guy right here. And we'll end the turn from there. Alright, so what is he going to do? He's going to attack this guy right here. He will take 2 damage in the process. And then he will deploy his own golem here. Now this is going to be interesting because I do have a ranged guy that I can basically use to basically harass this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up going like this, and I think I can do a ranged attack on him like you saw. Okay, and you know, I have no idea what a flying thing is, so I'm assuming he's going to be able to move a lot quicker, so we'll deploy him out there. Okay, so we do have an ability here, and this one is your Bloodborne spell refreshes on your next turn. Alright, so we can basically click that, and let's see if we can... Not a valid... I'm not exactly sure. Alright, so it's a Bloodborne spell. Okay, so we can actually like teleport him. So what we're going to do is basically teleport him over here. He'll be a little bit closer to this orb, and he'll gain the orb so we can gain a little bit more mana in our next turn. So he's basically looking at killing my ranged guy, obviously. Ouch. There goes. And now we're getting attacked by the hero itself. So these guys basically duel it out to the death. Alright, so what do we have next? We have another ranged guy, which is, he does about 1 or 2 damage right here. First of all, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to collect this guy. I'm not sure if we can actually move again. We cannot. But we will summon our own 6/4 minion here. And we will summon a ranged guy just because we can. One of the things that we can do is we can replace a card by dragging this over when it's available. So what we'll do is we'll basically attack this guy, and I'm not exactly sure I cannot actually move after I attack. So that is all for me. I can't really do anything else. So we're getting a Bloodshed Golem next turn. Not sure exactly how much that means. We haven't actually summoned any of our taunts as well, though. So yeah, it looks like they're moving to take this guy out. And we're going to get attack for 2 here. The only problem with the enemy hero is he is actually lower than I am. And there's his taunt. So he actually gets a taunt here, which is fantastic. So I'm going to guess, though, that... Okay, I cannot move because I'm provoked, apparently. So we're going to do our best to attack this guy, because I cannot attack because we've got a taunt nearby. I guess that keeps in the rules of MMOs where, like, you try and keep the aggro away from, like, the important characters and stuff. So this guy is a bloodletter, and I guess the ability is to deal double damage to generals when they attack. That would be fairly easy. One of the things that I can do is deploy this guy over here. One of the reasons why I want to do that is basically, we want to basically utilize let's see, we have not actually moved this guy, huh? Let's do that and try and get a little bit of, we can't actually do that, so never mind. I'm going to sacrifice this guy, and the taunt will basically die in the next turn. Which is good, though, because apparently the computer thinks that the minions are more of a priority target than the actual hero. And I can understand that sentiment because, you know, that's basically the strategy that you go for in Hearthstone, right? You basically kill the minions first, and then when you're clear, you basically go and attack the hero. And that way you don't run out and have your tactics against the hero basically backfire against you. So I want to basically try this out. We're going to deploy this guy here. I think I've got a few more mana points here that I can spend. We'll go over here and basically deploy him there. And a ranged attack over here. And I think we can basically do nothing else. Alright. Alright. So that's a few damage to my character. He's in trouble, though, because I've got quite a few things going on for me, except he just deployed his taunt again. Alright, but we have enough people to basically deal some things with that. First off, what we're going to do is basically move our... We cannot move. So what we can do, actually, is we can move our higher damage guys over here. Take care of him. We use our... Can we actually backstab? How do you use a backstab, I wonder? Alright, well, never mind. We'll see what happens. Okay, so the backstab didn't really work, but at least the taunt is gone. Alright, so that leaves our ranged guy to perform an attack over here. And then we can also use this guy and deal a little bit of heavy damage right here. We get a flying minion to be deployed over here, and I believe we have room for one more character. We're just going to deploy everything and then attack the hero. I guess we didn't need anything because we could have just attacked ourselves, and there we go, we won the match. Okay, so that is the game. I'm going to probably leave it here and see what you guys think. I wanted to kind of let you know my thoughts about this channel on where I think it's going. So obviously, I've been jumping around to different games. Last week, I did a few videos on Atlas Reactor, and then before that I did Star Crusade, the card game. But I feel like I could basically do a real service to the gaming community to basically show off these new games, like different games. And so let me know what you think of this approach, because I feel like doing something new and different every video will basically help you guys decide whether you like this sort of game or not. Like, this is something that I don't think I've seen a whole lot of, and I realize that kind of makes me like some guys like Total Biscuit and those people who actually review games. But figure even Total Biscuit said that there are way too many games to review. So maybe I can fill a spot where there's nobody filling a spot, and that would help me carve a niche here and bring more entertaining videos to you guys. And maybe one of these days I'll also get a better mic so you guys can enjoy my voice a little bit more. And we'll go from there. So, in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next